Are you finding that hamstring stretches don't work for you? That you might have been doing a lot of stretches on those hamstrings and finding that you're not really getting too far with them? We'll go through some of the reasons this might be happening in this video, just some things to be thinking of, and at the end I'll go through a suggestion of something to try. There are many different things that you can try, but I'll just go through one of them at the end and see if that helps you out. My name's Claire, I'm a physiotherapist from PhysioFit Health. If you're interested in improving your leg flexibility, then we have a foam roller guide that you can download. The details will be in the description below, and it's just a sheet of paper you can get which just talks you through how to use a foam roller on the different areas of the leg. If hamstring stretches aren't working for you, the first thing that I'd really get you to think about is really, have you been consistent with doing those stretches? So being consistent with stretches, you really want at least 3 to 4 times a week that you've been trying to do them, if not a little bit longer than that. And also, have you been doing the stretches for enough time? It takes really a minimum of 6 weeks for the body to start to show a difference, and I'd probably say maybe a little bit longer than that, so 6 to 12 weeks. If you've been trying these stretches but a little bit sporadic and a little bit hit and miss, then I would certainly recommend just trying for a little bit more consistency and give yourself that chunk of time just to see if it's the consistency that's not been helping you rather than the actual stretches not helping you. If you have been fairly consistent, so you're happy that you tick that box, then I would start to be looking elsewhere. It may not be the hamstrings then that are the real issue for you, but you're feeling the symptoms or the tightness in the hamstrings. So I'd start to look above and below the hamstrings. That would be the low back, the hips, and then down at the knee. And also you have the nerves that are closely linked with the hamstrings travelling down the back of the thigh. So sometimes it could be a little bit of a nervy irritation rather than the hamstrings, yet you're feeling it as a hamstring tightness. Generally speaking, making a lot of assumptions, I would really look at the low back and the hips over the knee. The low back and the hips certainly, in my experience, kind of link more into the hamstrings and the tight symptoms that people get. So I'd get you thinking about adding different exercises around the hips and around the low back. And this is where it's difficult to give general advice because everyone is different. So it's trying to figure out what works best for you and your body as to whether that's the low back, the hips, the knee, or your nerve stretch. One of the suggestions that you can try is to get a massage ball or a tennis ball, pop it against the wall, and you can target your low back area with the ball. Now, loosening the low back might seem a little bit counterintuitive because you're wanting to work on your hamstrings, but hopefully you'll believe me when I say that it's all linked. So if you can loosen the low back up, then sometimes that actually helps with those hamstrings. Check out our video on how to use a massage ball on the low back. So to summarise what we've just gone through, first of all, I would be looking at consistency of stretches, and that's really 3 to 4 times a week, at least 6 weeks. Give yourself that chunk of time. If you have been consistent, you're happy that you tick the box, then I would start to look elsewhere, and generally above and below. Typically I'd say above, low back and hips, and I'd get you adding some stretches or exercises just to kind of work and loosen and improve the range of movement around the hips or the low back. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you soon.